Hi there, everyone, and welcome to the University of Chicago's Crown Family School of Social Work Policy and Practices info session. My name is Aleia McKessy, and I am the Associate Director of Admissions here at the Crown Family School, as well as an alum of our AM program. Today is all about picturing yourself in graduate school and seeing how the Crown Family School prepares you for meaningful work in social work, social policy, and social administration. During our time together, we'll provide an overview of the school, how the social work program is designed, highlight some key distinctions about the experiences you can expect, and explain how to get started. And then we'll have some time at the end for Q&A. Before we get started, I want to introduce a few colleagues from the admissions team who will be on hand to answer questions in the chat in real time. So don't hesitate to drop a question in along the way. We have Ron Martin, our Director of Admissions, and Adam Smith and Kate Shim, who are our Assistant Directors of Admissions. Now let me share a few housekeeping items to help us make the most of our time together. We are recording today's presentation, so you'll be able to revisit it later if you'd like. And if you're comfortable, feel free to turn your camera on. It's always nice to see who's with us, but please keep yourself on mute during the presentation. You'll be welcome to unmute during the Q&A portion at the end. And finally, we would love to know a little bit more about who's here. If you're comfortable, drop in the chat where you're joining us from, and if you're currently an undergraduate student, working in the field, or exploring a career change. This helps us get a sense of who's in the room and to tailor what we share to connect to your interest. Feel free to put it in the chat. New Haven, Connecticut, cool. East Coast. Oh, UNC. New York, oh, Boston, very cool. Chicago, Florida. Wow, from really all over, lots of Chicago. And Miami, Texas. Okay, we're really hitting a good chunk of the, the US and a good mix of career changers, people who are wanting to continue on, and undergrad students. Wonderful. Very much indication of kind of what our classrooms look like as well. And from Mexico, some international folks. Very cool. Continue if you feel like it to post. We'll get started and have a few more things to share along the way. So let's now start with what guides our work. So we want to start with our mission, which anchors everything that you'll hear today. Our mission at the Crown Family School is simple yet ambitious: to advance a more just and humane society through research, teaching, and service to the community. That commitment has guided us since our founding, and it continues to shape the way we prepare professionals today. For more than a century, we have been at the forefront of defining what rigorous, community-connected social work education looks like. You'll see that balance throughout today's presentation. We combine academic scholarship with practice and individual preparation with support for systemic change. This tradition of leadership is what positions our graduates to influence the future of the profession and the broader social sector. To learn more about the history of social work, what social work is, and what social workers do, I encourage you to explore a special U Chicago series called The Day Tomorrow Began, Social Work Edition. You can find that using the QR code in the center or in the corner of the slide, and we'll also drop it in the chat so you can take a look after today's session. With that foundation in mind, let's look at the distinctions that make the Crown Family School experience exceptional. When students and alumni describe their time at the Crown Family School, they often call it transformative. They point to the academic rigor, the leadership and scholarship of our faculty, and our inclusive and diverse community, along with the chance to engage both locally and globally. They also highlight our interdisciplinary approach and our deep commitment to social justice, which are reflected in the classroom, field placements, programming, and partnerships. Together, these distinctions shape the design of our master's program and create an environment that challenges you intellectually, supports you personally, and prepares you to make a lasting social impact through your work with individuals, families, communities, and systems. Let's take a closer look at the structure of the program so you can see what it offers. Our degree is an AM, the Arterium Magister. It is equivalent to an MSW and offers a broad foundation that combines direct practice with policy development and interdisciplinary research. You graduate with the flexibility to work directly with individuals and families, to engage with communities and organizations, and to shape systems and policy at a broader level. The field of social work has defined 3 types of practice: micro, meso, and macro practice. Micro relates to work with individuals and families, meso to groups, schools, and community organizations, and macro to systems, policy, and leadership. The AM degree is designed to prepare you across all 3 levels so you can make an impact wherever your interests take you. That combination of practice, policy, and research is what makes our program unique. It prepares you not only for the role you want now, but also for the leadership position you may grow into later in your career. At the Crown Family School, our students bring a wide range of experiences and goals. To reflect that, the AM degree can be pursued in several different formats, each designed to fit your background and timeline. We offer 3 paths into the AM: the accelerated 1-year advanced standing option, the 2-year full-time option, and the 3-year part-time option. The accelerated 1-year advanced standing option is available for recent BSW or Bachelor of Social Work graduates within the last 5 years from an accredited CSWE institution or the Council on Social Work Education. This program begins in the autumn quarter with students taking a full load of 3 classes per quarter for 4 quarters and completing 1 field placement. The 2-year full-time option is designed for those starting or changing careers and is open to any prior academic or professional background. It begins in the autumn quarter with students taking 3 classes per quarter and completing 2 field placements. The 3-year part-time option is built for working professionals or those who are seeking a greater level of flexibility in terms of pace and timing. It begins in the autumn quarter with students taking 2 classes per quarter, either during the day or in the evening, and completing 2 field placements. You can also pursue joint degrees with the Booth School of Business, the Divinity School, or the Harris School of Public Policy if you want to pair social work training with those lenses. The enrollment format you choose depends on your own timeline and background, but each leads to the same degree, the same academic rigor, the same faculty access, and the same community. Choosing a format is about finding the right fit for your life. From there, every student has the chance to personalize the AM degree by focusing on the issues that matter most to them and aligning the program with their passions. The next step in making the program your own. At the Crown Family School, you do that by choosing a pathway. Your pathway shapes the courses you take, the field placements you pursue, and the issues you explore more deeply. Let's take a look at the 5 pathways you can choose from. Children and Family and Systems Context, Disrupting Poverty, Economic Inequality, and Social Exclusion, Global Health and Social Development, Integrating Health, Mental Health, and Social Care, and Transforming Justice and Violence Prevention. As you look at these options, I am going to launch a quick poll, and I want you to let us know which pathway feels most connected to your goals. If I can remember how to do this. Okay, so I just launched it. Even if you're still exploring, it's helpful to see what's resonating with folks who are in the room. And I'll leave this poll up for just 30 seconds to a minute or so. We're seeing integrating health and mental health and social care. Pretty good mix of folks. Let's see, yes. And you can explore, Ron just shared a link for the pathways. You can explore a little more, specifically courses that are included in that as well for after the presentation. Wonderful. Okay, give about 5 more seconds if you haven't gotten your answer and you want to. Okay, and the poll, and I'll share the results just so you can kind of see what the breakdown is of this, group in the room, which is actually pretty similar to what we see kind of in our current students, at least those that have chosen a pathway. Great, thank you so much. Okay. So your pathway guides the focus and the curriculum provides the framework. That progression becomes even more clear when you look at how the curriculum is structured. So let's walk through it using a full-time student as an example. The AM curriculum is designed to give you both breadth and depth. On the map, you'll notice that the first year emphasizes core courses. There are 9 in total covering social intervention, human behavior, diversity, and research. These courses ground you in the theories and frameworks of the profession. In the second year, the focus shifts to advanced practice and electives. Every student takes 3 pathway courses, 3 levels of practice courses, and along with additional electives that allow you to specialize further. This is where you deepen your expertise in the area that matters most to you, whether that is health and mental health, justice reform, poverty and inequality, children and family, or global development. Field education is also central, running across both years. What you learn in class shows up in practice, and what you experience in practice enriches the classroom. The integration is intentional and is one of the reasons our graduates feel confident and prepared in their next steps. The strength of the curriculum comes not only from its design, but from the faculty you'll be learning with every day. One of the things students talk most about is the opportunity to work closely with faculty who not only bring cutting-edge research into the classroom, but are also deeply invested in their students' growth and success. Let's take a closer look at who our faculty are and the distinctive perspectives they bring to the classroom. Our faculty are leaders and scholars across social work and related disciplines. In fact, we have 12 social sciences represented among our faculty, including social work, psychology, sociology, political science, public health, and economics. Faculty bring insights from their research into the classroom and encourage critical inquiry. Our approach is interdisciplinary and intellectually pluralistic, supported by the University of Chicago's Foundation of Free Expression and Open Discourse. Students often say mentorship and freedom of inquiry are defining parts of their experience. The classroom is only one part of your experience. Learning also extends into the field and is strengthened through the wide range of support services available to you. Some of the most meaningful growth happens outside of the classroom. Field education places you in real-world settings where you put theory into action, while wraparound support ensures you have the guidance and resources to thrive. Together, these experiences expand your learning and prepare you for the challenges of professional practice. Let's take a look at how field education and student support shapes your journey. Field education is an essential part of your experience at the Crown Family School. Each year, more than 400 students are placed across 800 agencies, contributing to over 225,000 hours of real-world training. These placements span hospitals, schools, nonprofits, government agencies, and community-based organizations, all aligned with your pathway and career goals. For full and part-time students, in your first placement, the core or foundational placement, our field education team secures the site for you. Before you begin, you'll complete a detailed survey about your goals, interests, location, and logistics, and the team works carefully to match you with an agency. These placements often focus on direct practice, and all students complete a macro project, which together work to connect classroom learning with your work at the micro, meso, and macro levels. In your second year placement, the advanced placement, which is also the only placement for our advanced standing students, you take a more active role. You'll explore in the field database, apply with a resume and cover letter, and interview directly with the agencies. This allows you to target your interests, whether that's counseling, policy analysis, programming, or community-based leadership. I'd like to point out the photos on the screen as well. These are from our Field Expo, which is hosted by the Field Education team. This year was back in January. We had 75 local area agencies and organizations here in the building to network with our first year students and to provide them with an opportunity to make connections for their second year placement. While field education is central to your professional growth, we know that thriving in graduate school requires more than placements and coursework. That's why the Crown Family School offers extensive student services to support you academically, professionally, and personally. You'll find a wide range of services designed to support every part of your graduate journey. Academic advising is available through one-on-one sessions, group meetings, and drop-in hours to help you navigate your coursework and stay on track. You'll also have access to career coaching, leadership development programs, health and wellness resources, and an active community of student organizations that brings students together around shared interests and identities. The Crown Family School is one of the only social work graduate programs in the country with this level of resources designed specifically for social work graduate students. Another defining feature of student life here is the number of events you can participate in. Each year, the school hosts hundreds of workshops, panels, and lectures with national speakers on topics that span everything from mental health and social work practice to leadership, equity, and global issues. All of these supports combine to create an environment where you can thrive academically, build meaningful connections, and develop as both a professional and a leader. And beyond our services on campus, there are exceptional opportunities to take your learning even further into the world. Chicago is more than the backdrop of your studies. It is part of your education. Our Hyde Park campus is located in one of the city's most vibrant and electric neighborhoods. Here you'll find tree-lined streets, historic architecture, abundant parks, and the lakefront just a short walk away. Hyde Park is home to world-class museums, independent bookstores, cafes, and cultural festivals that reflect its progressive and multicultural spirit. Living and learning here means you are surrounded by a neighborhood full of energy and diversity, while also being deeply connected to the broader city of Chicago and all it has to offer. Okay, so we have another quick poll for you. What is, for those local to Chicago, your favorite part about Chicago or anyone who's visited? And what's something, if you're moving or would be here for school, that you would be excited to explore? I just launched it. So let us know, from the following choices. Obviously, there are so much more, but what are you looking forward to most? Oh, I gotta make it bigger. So many options. Lake Michigan is a high one. Yep. Museums and theater. Done a lot of that this summer. We've had some really good theater. Exploring neighborhoods is pretty high. That's also one of my favorite things to do in Chicago. And connected to that, the food in those neighborhoods, which is right on the same, a similar level. Okay, I'll give it like 5 more seconds. Got one for sports teams. Our baseball teams are both doing very well this year. Okay, and poll, and I'll share the results so you can kind of see what everyone's thinking. This is just a small handful of all that Chicago has, and a really great place to get started, especially if you're new to this, going to be new to the city. And so 2 people said Chicago winters, which is great. Perfect. Thanks so much. So along with everything that Chicago has to offer, that list and more, there are also opportunities that take your learning beyond the city, across the country, and around the world. Your education goes far beyond the classroom. You'll have opportunities like Advocacy Day, where students travel to the state capitol to meet with legislators, and civic treks, where you connect directly with community leaders across Chicago and Chicagoland. For example, students have met with a nonprofit leader and community organizer who helped the creation of the Evanston Reparations Community Fund, the nation's first municipality-funded reparations legislation for Black residents. With these treks, you really get to see all levels of social work working together in real time, the micro, the meso, and the macro. Another unique opportunity offered here at Crown is Washington Week, which offers direct exposure to policymakers, alumni, and national organizations for a week in Washington, D.C. Global opportunities such as the Winter Institute in Hong Kong and Vietnam, which I was able to participate in as a student, or a study exchange in India allows you to compare approaches to poverty, inequality, and social welfare in different contexts. Signature programs include the Clipart Scholars Program in Global Health and Social Development, and the Obama Foundation Scholars Program, which brings together students across the University of Chicago who are committed to advancing social change. These experiences help you to apply classroom learning and practice, deepen your perspective, and build lifelong networks. Now that you've seen what makes the Crown Family School an incredible place to study, let's go ahead and shift to the practical details that will help you take the next step. In this final part of the presentation, we'll walk you through cost, scholarships, and application timelines and what's required to apply. These are the pieces that bring everything we've talked about today into focus and help you start planning your path forward. Let's begin with the cost of attendance. Graduate education is a major investment, and it is important to understand what that looks like at the Crown Family School. On the screen, you'll see tuition and fees and estimated living expenses for a year of study. The tuition amounts vary by enrollment options, and the right-hand column lists additional costs, including room and board, books, and commuting to field placement. These costs reflect the rigor, reputation, and opportunities we talked about earlier, and they represent the value of joining a program that prepares you for impact across the field. We share this breakdown to be transparent about the full cost of attendance and to help you start planning. Keep in mind that nearly all of our students receive scholarships towards tuition. Now let's take a closer look at those scholarships and how they make this level of education accessible. 98% of our master's students receive scholarships towards tuition, with awards ranging from $10,000 for the full program to full tuition. All applicants are automatically considered, and nearly all scholarships are renewed for a second year. There's no separate application, and your award is shared with your admissions decision. If, after receiving your scholarship, you believe you still have a compelling financial gap, you can request a reconsideration. For U.S. citizens and permanent residents, we also encourage you to complete the FAFSA, which is now open, to explore federal aid options. The Crown Family School FAFSA code is 001774. Scholarships play an important role in making graduate study possible, but it's equally important to plan ahead with confidence as you think about financing your education. Being mindful of deadlines not only gives you more options, it also gives you more time to make decisions and prepare you for the transition to graduate school. Let's take a look at the application calendar. The application will open up in September, and we encourage applicants to apply by the early action deadline of December 1st. Submitting by this date means you'll receive your decision by February 1st, giving you more time to weigh your options, plan your finances, and prepare for the transition to graduate school. For those applying later, the priority deadline of February 1st, with decisions released on by April 1st. And then we will have a final deadline of April 1st on a space available basis. Applying early provides you the advantage of choice, time, and peace of mind as you take the next steps in your graduate journey. Now let's take a deep dive into what goes into a strong application and what you'll need to submit. Once you complete the application form, there are just 5 supplemental items you'll need to submit. First, academic transcripts. We require transcripts from every post-secondary institution where you've completed 3 or more courses, unless those courses with grades already appear on your home institution transcript. If your education was outside of the U.S., you'll need a course-by-course credential evaluation so your records can be accurately reviewed. Second, the candidate statement. This is one of the opportunities to help us get to know you. In 1,000 words or less, you'll share what inspires you to pursue a degree at the Crown Family School, the kind of work you hope to do, and how our program will help you reach those goals. A strong statement responds directly to the prompt and is always helpful to get feedback before submitting. Third, a video essay. This is the other opportunity for us to learn more about you from you. You will respond via video to a prompt about an experience that you've had that has influenced you. You will receive the prompt and record your video when completing your application. Fourth, letters of recommendation. We require at least 3, with no more than 4 accepted. At least 2 should address your academic readiness, and if you're currently or recently been employed, 1 should come from your supervisor. Advanced standing applicants will need a reference from a field instructor or practice professor. The strongest letters highlight your academic preparedness, professional performance, and critical thinking skills. And 5th, your resume or CV. This should be comprehensive, highlighting your academic background, professional experience, volunteer work, and leadership activities. Think of it as a way to showcase your journey and the impact you hope to make through your training here. We do not have an application fee this year, and we also do not require interviews, the GRE, or any other standardized exams, with the exception of TOEFL or IELTS, which may be required for international students. Our process is holistic, which means we consider your academic preparedness, professional experiences, goals, and most importantly, how your long-term plans align with the mission and values of the Crown Family School. These are the key pieces to think about as you prepare your application. Now that you know what's required, let's discuss a few practical tips to help you put together a strong application. The tips I'm about to share come directly from our admissions committee. Each year, we see patterns in the strongest applications, and these insights can help you put your best foot forward. First, start early. Give yourself plenty of time to revise and refine your application and supplemental materials. Second, be specific. Use your statement, video, and resume to show concrete examples of leadership and impact, especially where your work connects with our mission. Third, line up recommenders early. Letters of recommendation can take that time, and it helps if your recommenders understand your goals. Always have a backup in mind in case someone is delayed. Fourth, proofread carefully. It sounds simple, but every year someone sends in an application with errors or worse, the name of another school. Attention to detail makes a difference. And finally, apply early. This not only maximizes your opportunity for scholarship, but also gives you more time to explore external funding options or request a scholarship reconsideration. These 5 steps can help you build a strong, confident application. And before we close, I want to make sure you know how to reach us with any questions. Our admissions team is here to support you, and you'll see all our names, faces, and our contact information here. Whether you're deciding which enrollment option fits best, hoping to tour campus, or looking to connect with an alum or current student, we're just an email or phone call away. We're happy to answer your questions and help you think through your next steps. Before we move into the Q&A, we have one final poll, and we're curious just where you're at in the process. Have you started preparing your application for it to open in September? Are you still deciding, doing your research? Let's see where everyone is. And some of these researched and starting, which at this time of year makes complete sense. Wonderful. So about 50-50. This is a great first step for either place that you're at in the process. Researching. Wonderful. You have 3 more seconds. If anyone has last minute. Amazing. And the poll, just so you can see, you're at the, you're right on track with what other folks in your similar situation are doing. This is, again, like I mentioned, a really great first step. Thank you so much for answering all of our polls. Well, so we want to also highlight that we always are adding events, additional webinars like this. We'll have class visits once classes start in October, and on-campus events, which you can find on the events page using the QR code that is on the screen. We also have a application tips webinar in September and a financing your education webinar in October. So you can find the dates and times for those on that page. I hope this session has given you a clear picture of who we are and what makes the Crown Family School a leader in social work, social policy, and social administration.